Hey, 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 everybody. Michelle is here on a Monday. Now, you know what that means. Not a goddamn thing. How about that? So, today is October 30th, 2023. And in the place to be, baby. So, I wanted to come on back because I made a mistake. What? When I was introducing a term some time ago. And I need to correct it because I noticed the dictionaries have it wrong too. I wonder why. It was a term I introduced. I said it's a very badly getting out of the control of the good human nature. Okay, you're just very badly getting out of the control of good human nature. Okay, let's see what else. You're falling away from the control of the correct being human in the real and true sense, basically. Okay? And the word is asartan. It's a noun. And it's hard to pronounce. I put it on my page. But I made some mistakes when I was introducing the word, and I'll make the corrections on my post. And I'll give you some examples too. And the other one was sartan, which is a verb. The other one, the first one I pronounced, or at least attempted to, sartan. That's a noun. And again, it's a very badly getting out of the control of the good human nature, basically. Okay. And I said it's a part of degeneracy. Okay, that was a mistake. That is not true at all. Okay, it's just a verb that's saying that you are the verb of it, the action, to get very badly out of the control of the good human nature. Okay, it is not to degenerate. Okay, it has nothing to do with degeneration, but rather with a bad falling away from the control of the good nature of human being. Okay? And then there's others, adjectives and everything else if you want to. But I needed to correct that. And I'm going to correct it on my page, my Facebook page, if I put it out there. But I want to introduce it because that is what's strangling us to a point of collapse. Okay? Because of that behavior, and those actions, basically, the action of it all, and the behavior, behaviorness of it all, your behavior, your actions, and your humaneness of it all. You're getting, a very badly getting out of control of the good human nature. So, what does that mean, basically? I mean, if you follow through with it, if you're getting very badly out of the control of good human nature, what does that mean? I mean, you're kind of falling off being human, and you are going off into a more humane being and action. For example, we just go too far with, and a lot of people, no matter what people say, most people hate it to their core, to their innermost being, to make mistakes, regardless of what any of us say. Okay, because if that were the case, we wouldn't be where we are, dealing with that it's an affliction, actually, to becoming a genuine human being in the true, to become a genuine human being in the real and true sense. We take things more closer to the inhumaneness of it all because we don't want to make mistakes. So we want to be perfect no matter what anyone says. And that's where self-righteousness come in. That's where that extremism, that's when someone is so extreme, so fanatical. It's more of an extremeness to be a perfect human being, which doesn't exist. Okay, so once again, we're grasping at elements of our humaneness that are inhumane, actually. And it doesn't exist. It's not rational. It's not reasonable, logical. Okay. Some examples are with, like I said, with our language. Okay, our language, if you take the time to consider our language, especially the English language, you will find redundancy. You'll find almost a circular whirling of nothing. There is not actually not capturing the full extent of a meaning. In other words, it's meaningless. Okay, it's meaningless. Let's look that up and see what it said about meaningless. I'm glad I made this mistake too, because then I look at the dictionaries, and it's so funny. At the dictionaries I find online, they say it's degeneracy, but then they have it considered a feminine noun. I mean, don't take it literally, but figuratively and literally. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So in other words, it has no significance. Okay. I like that. Let's see what else it says. Insignificant, absolutely. Have no meaning or direction or purpose. Okay, that sounds good to me as well. So, again, we have taken ourselves to such an extreme where we are not looking like humans or acting like humans. Okay, where we are more closer to being inhumaneness. In other words, we're attempting to reproduce something that doesn't exist and never will exist. Because as a human being, you have to make mistakes. And we don't allow it, especially with our language, especially with the English language, with whom and who, those kind of things. Rambling about someone if they use the wrong, whether they're using who or whom, and to be rambling about that and making a big deal out of that being a mistake. That's illogical if you understand the purpose of what this persons, people are attempting to relay. Okay, it makes sense. Okay, whether you use who or whom. Does it make sense to you? Do you understand what I'm attempting to articulate to you? Because that's the most important thing of anything, is to make sense. So when people like these so-called scholars, these so-called intellectual talking heads at some of these universities and colleges are talking, and they're just all way up here. Well, they sense they are. They think they're so all towering in their language, when in most cases the students don't know what the hell they're talking about, and nor does the teacher, spouting out all that bullshit and rambling like that. Okay, when you are teaching someone, or whether you're lecturing to someone, or whatever your intentions are, you have to be understood. Regardless of whether I make mistakes in spelling a word, regardless of whether I make a mistake in pronouncing a word, understand me. Do you understand me? That's the question. Okay, and so that's what we need to work on. It's not being so overly consumed with being perfect. And my goodness, you make a mistake on the Facebook page, there are some people that will have a cardiac arrest, literally. They will go into some kind of, or a seizure or something. They will completely lose control. And that's exactly what that is. We're losing control. Okay, we cannot make mistakes. Everyone has to be perfect. Everyone has to look a certain way. Everyone has to dress a certain way. And if they're not, oh my gosh. So now what we do is we weaponize it by taking pictures of people that are not perfect, and post it all over social media for people to make fun of people. I just went into a grocery store this morning, and like I said, it's nice and cool out there. I don't know if I said it, but it's a nice, cool morning, and I love it. It feels good to me. I had on a sweatshirt, And I walked in that store with some flip-flops on too. Because I don't like my feet to be covered up. I like my feet to be out and breathing. That's what I like. Thankfully, they're nice and clean, and they look very presentable. But I walked in there, and nobody was wearing flip-flops but me. Okay, and like I said, even though the temperatures were, it was rather cool. But now, since the clouds are clear, the sun is up. And most people now have shedded their sweaters and coats. You understand what I'm saying? What does it matter what I'm wearing? What does it matter if I don't pronounce a word properly? What does it matter if I don't spell a word properly? Do you understand me? That's the question. If you do not understand me, ask me to clarify, and I'll do the best I can to do so. And that's with anybody else. I grew up with some type of speech issue. I don't know. I say stuttering, but it was more of just not being clear in my speech, not flowing properly, not enunciating properly. So I was out of a rhythm. So thankfully, when I was in elementary school, I think it was the 6th grade, we had this music teacher. I remember him because he was a tall black man and he had a large afro. People that went to school with me that may be on my Facebook page, because I got some people that we have been together. We have been around each other since elementary. We went through elementary together. We went through middle school, which we call junior high. We went to high school. It's kind of funny, actually. So I lost my yearbook because I can point out a few. One, some of them are my friends on Facebook now. Nothing but love. But he used to, he had a big afro, and he used to play. He was our music teacher, so he taught us how to sing, I guess. I don't know what his purpose was, to be honest, but I enjoyed it. Because I think he had something bigger in mind instead of music. But anyway, he used to play keys and have us sounding off in tones and sounds, and he was and then he would introduce music, black soul music, Earth, Wind and Fire. I told you. That's the Way of the World. That was his favorite, apparently. But he would play the keys, and we would be, so he was teaching us more than not necessarily music, but how to enunciate properly and how to generate the proper sounds and tones from within, that come from within us. Okay? And to learn how to hear sound, feel it also, and, and see it. It can be seen too. But it's an internal sight, literally, figuratively, metaphorically. So the point of the matter is, no matter what we say, and that's where the contradictions are, we want to be perfect. We do not want to make mistakes, especially in front of everybody on social media. What? And to have someone who has nothing but time on their hand, apparently, to expose that all over the social media platform. Whether you don't look proper, you got something in your eye, you got something in your nose, you're crying, and you're genuinely sharing your experiences, which sometimes will bring people to tears, will bring people to a certain type of emotion per se, but they still got control of themselves. But a lot of people just still have those kind of moments, soft moments when they're thinking about certain things that'll bring them to tears. I'm the same way, especially when I see someone being mistreated, and especially children, to be mistreating children, So the word is wrong in the dictionary, by the way, and this word was introduced by Billy Meyer, to all of us to explain our affliction and why we are at a point of a stagnation, of a restriction of, our blood is not flowing properly, if you want to see it that way, literally, figuratively, metaphorically. We're not flowing properly as human beings. We're badly out of the control of good human nature, to where we've taken it to such an extreme to be we think it means being perfect. Okay, so, and nobody wants to, we take it as if we have to be perfect, that we have to not make mistakes. Everything is at a point of extreme. If you can sense it, feel it, and hear what I'm saying, it's an extreme where it's constriction. It's like a blood clot. How about that? And you're not allowing stuff to flow because you have a blood clot in your being, figuratively, metaphorically, and sometimes literally. That's why people have heart attacks. Like I said, some people see someone has made a mistake and using who or whom, that can send them into a cardiac arrest. Or don't make a mistake of spelling something on the social media platform. That'll send people into a seizure. They need to go be hot, go take some medication, go smoke some weed, okay? And do not mispronounce words and say things like, like they used to always make a big deal out of black people, more so when we were in school, because of the use of the bees. We say bees that away sometimes. It bees that away sometimes. We know what that means. Now, but instead, we always had these intellectual talking heads peeking into the culture, saying, "Oh no, you can't. That's not correct. That's not correct. That's not how you're supposed to use the bees and all this bullshit." And we got indoctrinated into believing that. Okay, every culture has a different form of language, a different form of expression that's unlike anybody else. That is what makes all of us unique and beautiful and fantastic and magnificent. To know that we have differences in culture and language and style. We are not all the same. Okay, we're not. And to be trying to force us into a culture that believes, because that's all it is, believe that they're perfect, that they are perfect. They have the perfect colored skin, they have the perfect color eyes. It's bullshit. It's illogical and it's wrong. Okay, so that word is it does not mean to degenerate. I said that by mistake, and apparently dictionaries ran with it online. Let's see if they change it. I know they will. Okay, because nobody is actually understanding anything. They're just picking up language and creating these virtual dummy dictionaries online. They have no meaning at all. Okay, they're dummy dictionaries. What does that mean? They're AI generated. That's what it means. Okay, so that's where we're running into danger with AI. See, we think AI is perfect. That's why we're using it. And we're going to realize there's no such thing as perfect. And a lot of people are going to, they're going to get themselves in a situation and okay? So, again, arsantan is a verb, to get very badly out of the control of the good human nature, okay? It does not mean to degenerate, okay? It has nothing to do with degeneration, but rather with a bad falling away from the control of the good human nature, or of the good nature of the human being. We've taken ourselves to a halt. We're tight. We have a blood clot in our being, okay, if you want to visualize it that way, where nothing can get through because we want to be perfect. We want everything to be in line. We want to have our ducks in a row. We don't want to make, the main thing is we absolutely do not want to make mistakes. We don't want people to see us in flip-flops when it's freezing outside, even though now it feels very, very nice, where you don't need those socks and tennies. I didn't want to put on no tennis shoes and no socks when I was just running to the store and back. I like for my toes to breathe, honey. and that's how I am about everything else. I don't like a lot of stuff on me, to be honest with you. I don't like a lot of clothing on me, but I do. So in other words, also about our behavior when it comes to clothing and this and that and the other, we've lost the control of what it means to be appropriate. Okay, we've lost that. It is let's see what do they do? We don't have no measure of being appropriate. It says here, suitable for a particular person, condition, occasion, place, or fitting. Let's see if I can find something a little bit more. Let's use this dictionary since they think supposedly this is one of the top-notch dictionaries here. Suitable or right for a particular situation or occasion. Look at here, how ironic. Appropriate footwear for the country? I don't think his comments were very appropriate at this time. Those are just examples. Suitable, appropriate, fitting, appropriately. Let's see what it says about appropriately. To take something for your own sense, for your own use, usually without permission. That's a verb. To take something from a culture and use it as part of your own, that's inappropriate. And I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. To keep an amount of money to use for a particular purpose, that's definitely inappropriate behavior. So this dictionary is pretty on. I mean, it just seems logical. So we've just lost the control of behaving appropriately as a human being or as human beings. Okay, and because nobody wants to be embarrassed. That makes sense to me. Nobody wants to be highlighted as quote unquote stupid. Okay, I think calling someone stupid is, I think that's abusive, honestly. And so a lot of people want to avoid certain things because they don't want to be called out like that, and so they'll go extreme to prove otherwise. So they'll probably take another course, go back to. It just goes. You think you need to. Well, what most people will do is they'll keep defending it, and they'll throw up the fact that they got a degree in this. They'll throw up the fact they got experience in this. They'll throw up this, and it's a constant on the defense. Okay, and just pure extremism. Let's see what they say about that. Just extreme to the point of where your blood is not flowing. Let's see what it says about extremism. Let's go back to this particular dictionary, which, I know that people refer to it because they talk about it. It says extremism, the fact of someone having beliefs that most people think are unreasonable and unacceptable. I like that. Right? Indecent, unsuited. But a lot of this requires some discussions and conversations. They said sometimes they have these categories where there's some are in the center, some are in the center left, center right, far left, far right. But a lot of this appears to be you know, literal, okay, but you have to look at it also as figuratively, metaphorically, and know that it's a lifestyle actually. You know, we have incorporated into a lifestyle, which means that it's taken us away from being human, and we're going so extreme because we're trying to create these perfect people. And that's why they're fooling around in labs and fooling around with AI and cloning and fooling around with artificial insemination. They want perfect designer babies, perfect designer people, you know, with the perfect skin tone, the perfect eye color, which is usually white or blue eyes, white skin or blue eyes, 6 feet tall, athletic. Okay, and in most cases, what? That doesn't exist. And that's hard for a lot of people to accept. Okay, and then who's intelligent and who's not intelligent? That's a battle as well that has gone extreme. Because most people have no idea what intelligence is, and I'll talk about that at a later date too. But I'm going to introduce this term, put it on my Facebook page, and you online virtual AI dictionaries, you need to correct it. It's not correct in the dictionary. Okay, so because we need to make sure we are walking the talk, and our words have the right value and the right meaning. Okay, and if you look through these dictionaries, they do not, because everything has been taken away physically, where you can't go to a library and find, you know, I had a great dictionary and I didn't mistakenly leave it. I left it on purpose because I didn't feel like carrying. It was a heavy, thick dictionary. You know, I have a lot of books, and I figured, I'll get another one. And that's true. I'm fine. I'm fine. I have a dictionary that I can refer to. So, again, it's Monday, everybody. Do what you can to bring some value to your life. Bring some meaning to your life. Deal with your innermost being, because that's where it starts. And do everything in your power to recognize that, yes, we've all been led astray, to a point where a lot of us are going to fall off the map, as they say. And that's specific. I could say literally, but, I'll say figuratively and metaphorically. Falling off the map of reality, and not recognizing where we are and how we are situated. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and send peace and love this morning. And trust me, I'll be back.